Everyone. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. I'm Katie, and this is Saturday Solutions. We come together here to see if we can find a solution for the turmoil and the chaos and the strife that we've been feeling all week. And at this point, the whole month. October has been a month of memories for certain. Instead of just talking about it, first thing we do is we look at our current situation from the Colette Baron Reed Mystical Shaman deck. Then the next thing we look at is what our hopes and dreams are going to be. What is our hopes and dreams? Not what they're going to be, is what they are, what we're trying to attain, where we are trying to get to from here. And then we'll pull a card to find out the map, a map of how to get from where we are to where we want to be. And obviously we will learn there's a chakra or two, or maybe, who knows? We have blocked chakras that we'll need to heal this week. And so we give you the crystals and all the rocks on my table and affirmations to help you get that chakra unblocked and buzzing in balance again. After that, we'll pull a messenger card that is just a general message from Spirit for all of us, from all of our messengers. They're all here talking to each other, telling me what to tell you. And finally, we will get the message to ponder on. This one has always been very deep and one to really chew on for the week. I suggest you write it down, because I will repeat it more than once. Depending on what it is, we may even break it down and discuss it a little. So this is generally a long reading, just as a warning. So if you make it all the way to the end, tell me you made it all the way to the end. And there will be a little secret at the end that you can tell me somewhere towards the end, not exactly at the end, but you can tell me about, and I'll know you watched it all the way through. I'm collecting these people. I'm collecting you up for trying to come up with a giveaway I'm trying to think of after the first of the year. So, without ado, let's start. Okay. As I've been chattering with you, I've been shuffling. So, Spirit, what do we need to know? What do we need to know about where we are this week or right now? Right now, everything is shining in the sun. Well, I don't need to put that back there. Let's put this up here where you can see it. Right? And as you can tell, this is all for entertainment purposes only. I don't have to say that since the signs are everywhere. Study it a little bit. This is the Sun card. Some of us have been burning. Out here, kind of warm looking on these wings from all the light that's being shown. This may not necessarily be us right here, but maybe the world situation. This being an 8 card, it is a card of accomplishment. Look back on where you were 3 years ago. Look back on the world and where it was 3 years ago. This card is also a card of action. It's a call to action. Yeah, I hear it. Okay, Spirit, I hear you. This is normally not a political read. This is very much a spiritual read, but our spirits right now are all so wound up and tied up in the U.S. election, and it doesn't matter where you live in the world right now. The United States election is going to have a huge effect on you. It's going to have a huge effect on everyone, no matter how the results turn out. A lot of illumination on this week and next week and the coming months. And this card is telling us, be prepared to take action, because, gang, when it comes to being grounded, calm, and stabilizing to others, it's us. It's us light workers. So this has kind of been a call to action for all of us this week. Not kind of been. It's definitely been a call to action for all of us this week. You know, we're in the middle of the eclipse season. We have a super blood moon eclipse on election day. Let's talk about illumination here. Powerful forces are at work behind the scenes. It's time for us to step up and do our part. Vote. Vote. You notice in this card, there's no true shades of blue or green. There are turquoises and oranges and yeah. It's a mix. It takes a mix. Not one side or the other, because even within those sides, there's sides. And you can divide it and divide it and divide it and divide it until you're all by yourself. And then you're in your own private war against the world. Is that where we want to be? That's not where I want to be. I don't know about you, but the solitude that I've been spending, I've been using to work on me. You know? I don't have a lot of people to talk to. So. What is? This card makes me want to cry. This is where we want to be. We want our new beginnings. And that moon is illuminating it. Not the sun. The secrets of the moon will be no more. They'll be below the moon as we rise through those secrets. As we rise above the conflict, recognizing the change, and yes, the instability, because, hey, how stable is a baby chick when it comes out of an egg? At first, it can't stand up. It's all wet and new. It's new. It doesn't know how to operate yet because it's so new. So yeah, little instability coming with that as the secrets fall out of the moon. That's literally what it's looking like. Those secrets are going to fall out of that lunar eclipse and land on our heads. With enough force, look, it looks like it's even knocking the dress off of that poor angel. Angel or fairy or whatever she is. She's a moon maiden. whatever is coming out there, that light is so bright. She's having a hard time staying there. That's what we want. A start over, a restart. That's it. That's what we're all shining our light so brightly for, and that's why that moon is so strong. And it's amazing to me, this is turning out to be full moon eclipse reading. It's really coming through a lot. So right now we're basking in the illumination of the sun, which, as you know, in its what it is exhausting. You know, hanging out in the heat, come on. Heat, anger, and division is exhausting. Go work in your garden in the middle of the day and try to divide out some rows inside there. Kind of a lot of work, isn't it? I always relate everything to growing in a garden because that's kind of what we're doing. And I'm a gardener. I love my garden, as you can tell. I have a little clip to put at the end of this video. I had a clip a couple weeks ago at the end of the video of my marigolds around my bird bath. Well, I'm going to show you the marigolds around my bird bath, and then I have these whole bunch of sucker trees that I've just decided to let grow as permaculture. They produce Chinese dates called jujubes, and I've just decided to let them grow. But anyway, they turn a beautiful yellow, the leaves, when it turns cold. And it's like a process of about 3-4 days. Start turning yellow, turn bold yellow, boom, they're on the ground. It's just like boom, boom, boom. There's no, oh, look, they're starting to change. Oh, look, a few are falling. It's down. It's like, okay, time for the change. We let go. If we could just all let go that quickly. Anyway, I'm going to stick at the end of this video a video of those beautiful yellow leaves. They haven't fallen yet today, but or so far today. That video's from yesterday. So far this morning, they're still there, but I don't see them blasting through till tomorrow. What do we need a map, please. How do we navigate all of this yuck that's being illuminated by the sun? By all of the investigations and the legal stuff and the economy and climate. So many of us are unseasonably warm this year. Again. Okay, I'll take that card. You jumped right out of there. Woo, and it's a card I have never gotten before. How fun. Yet the card's the same a lot with an enchanted map deck. This one is the Spark card. Getting from the sun to where all the secrets fall out of the moon takes a special kind of spark. I see this little moth or butterfly down here. This is that special piece of information that's going to be coming out of the moon, that's going to give us the new beginning. This is the new beginning. And she is calling it forth with her beautiful, loving music. That love for one another, for the transformation of this beautiful creature, sends a spark out into the universe. Now, this is kind of bright, But as I pull it closer, you can see there's blues and reds, and that's the universe. There's stars out there above her. It's like it's a hole that spark can fit through. She's calling forth transformation in the new beginning. But she's bringing it forth in a manner of balance and love. This is a 7 card. It's very interesting. 8, 5, 8, and 7. This is a card of reflection and assessment. It's also a card of control. And when I see control up there with reflection and assessment, to me, this card, the 7, means you need to reflect on, assess and reflect on what you're trying to control. What are you attached to the outcome of? I mean, absolutely attached to. Is that attachment appropriate? Maybe you need to let go of that attachment. Maybe that's how we get to get that moon to let go of its secrets. That fell over, sorry. Get the moon to let go of all of its secrets for us. So that we can get out of the sun. Because you know what? That sunburn starts to collect after a while and it blisters. Keep that in mind as you're standing in, asking for investigations, illuminations, and wanting to know all the information. Be careful what you ask for. You might get burned or scorched, at least. Obviously, we've got a chakra out of place. Because we're all scared about that sunlight and that sunburn and that getting, we want to see more. Give me more. Give me more. I want to know it all. I want to. Do you really? And if you did see it all, what would that do to you? Would that scare you even more? I do believe so. So, maybe part of the Moon Maiden card is just the soft disclosure of those secrets. No, it's not soft, because you look at her and it's landing on her. She's having a difficult time maneuvering it and maneuvering through it. That Moon Maiden. I'm also seeing in between the Sun card and the Spark card. That's all external. All of it is external. Don't let the sun burn you because you're looking on the outside. Go in. The Spark card, loving energy from your heart as you send it out, not as you bring anything in. It's, yeah. Okay, chakra, what's blocked? Oh, this is the Kaleidodope deck. Swatches of Chakra by Crystal Banner. And we're having a hard time speaking our truth, you guys. So guess what? We've gotten that card many times before. It's the throat chakra. Are you afraid to speak your truth? Are you afraid of being ostracized for speaking your truth because you might not agree with somebody else's? Oh, well. We've been listening to a lot of truths, other people's truths, whether we wanted to hear it or not. It's been shoved at us, shoved down our face to the point of violence. all in the name of free speech. Well, you know, you got freedom of speech does not guarantee you the right to always have an audience for what your speech is about. But you got the right to spew it if you please. Your throat chakra is the center of your communication. That's where your expression comes from. That is your truth. It's where all your sounds. It's where you express your vocal needs, or where you express your needs vocally. Sorry. My voice works fine. It doesn't really have needs. So maybe a drink of water once in a while. When your throat chakra is in balance, you guys, we can express ourselves clearly through communication of any kind. Written, spoken, whatever. And we don't have any fears of speaking our truth. Because we know we're being honest. And we're using our sense of, here's that golden word for the week, integrity. It's our sense of integrity, speaking our sense of integrity, making your word mean something, mean exactly what you say it means. Standing up for yourself, and it's willing and able to voice your opinion. But guess what, gang? That's none of us. We're all out of whack. We're all out of whack in this. Because it's out of balance, we're not really good at expressing ourselves. And we have a tendency to stuff bits and pieces of our communications because we're afraid of how it might land, when maybe the truth is what someone needs to hear. Lovingly, of course. So you're not being authentic, which is lying to yourself and others, which throws you into a state of needing to manipulate your environment, the people around you. And through that manipulation, you find to get it to work in your favor, you have to gossip. Interesting, we get this today. The reason you're gossiping about others is because you're afraid of being judged yourself, which is bass backwards. Because when you judge others, it forces people to judge you. Why do you think you're so special that you've got it all? That your knowledge is the knowledge of all paths. Your knowledge is the knowledge of your particular path, your individual path. So think about that when you're gossiping and being afraid of being judged. Because when you gossip, you're judging, and that brings judgment upon you. And because you're doing this, you're betraying yourself. Other people aren't betraying you. You're betraying yourself. Because you know your inner voice is screaming at you, telling you to stop it. Stop it. Why do you need to know everything there is to know about a person? How they use the bathroom, or what they do behind closed doors, or what they do when they are not online. That's none of our business, what anybody else does. I so much want to scream to the mountaintops to so many people, just mind your own fucking business. Excuse my language. And I'm not going to cuss that. I'm not going to edit that out. Just mind your own business, people. Because when you're minding your own business, then you're hearing your inner voice. You're not ignoring it. When nobody else is talking to you but yourself, I guess you kind of got to hear yourself, don't you? So the stones, once again, for this, I'll move this back because there's two of them right there. Well, one of them. Turquoise. This guy right here. That's turquoise. Azurite. Aquamarine. Celestite. And blue agate. Any kind of agate. The first one that comes to my mind is blue lace agate. It's a beautiful, soft blue color. Here's some affirmations for you. When you aren't feeling very authentic, feeling stifled and that you can't express yourself, I want you to tell yourself, I'm honest and clear in my communication. I have a right to speak my truth. I live an authentic life. I express myself through creativity. See, we've had this so much, which creativity is so much more than music, art, writing. It's problem solving. And finally, I love myself. You know, stop being so critical of yourself in the mirror. So what if you got a mole where you don't want it? That's a beauty mark to some people. Sure was to Marilyn Monroe, wasn't it? What can I say? Spirit, as I hit my computer. Spirit, please. I need you. Hear my phone going off over there. Please, Spirit, we need a message. We're almost done here. Message from Spirit. And this is the Angels and Ancestor cards. Can't see that. Angels and Ancestor cards by Kyle Gray. Here's a card. Okay. The Shaman card. Tell us to trust higher forces again. We got a hard week coming up, you guys. Call on your ancestors. Call on the masters. Call on your spirit guides. Call on the directions. Call on the elements. Call on everything that you can call on to bring us peace. Because it's going to be needed, I have a fear. And I don't mean fear as in I lose sleep over it kind of fear. It is. I have been hearing for months that the end of 2023 is going to be chaotic, and I don't know why. Something's happening. Something's going to happen. I don't know what it is. But when it does, we have to trust the shaman. We have to trust our religious leaders. We have to trust our spiritual leaders, I should say, not necessarily the religious ones. We do have to trust our spiritual ones. And we do have to trust spirit. So to trust spirit, just trust in those that are higher in the veil than those average are causing the issues in the first place. Use your wisdom. That owl up there and those bells. Be careful what you're calling in. Be careful what you're calling in and how you use them, because they are higher forces, folks. They are higher forces. And finally, I already pulled a card from the Untethered Soul. It's a really short message this time. Usually it's a couple sentences. This is from the Going Beyond. You can't see that either. Oh, why this camera does things so brightly. Anyway, this is from the Going Beyond category. And the card, it says, beyond is infinite in all directions. When someone says expand, I think of that. I don't know. I don't know if it's from 2001 Space Odyssey, I believe, where you see the light pierce across the cosmos or the land, and it illuminates in a straight line, and then it comes right back in. As I was growing up, I used to think that was the beyond. That was all out in a straight line. This card is telling you, no. The beyond is infinite. It knows no dimension, no timeline, no direction, no light, no dark, no color. It is expansion. And yes, it goes forever. In any direction you can dream of. Good, bad, or indifferent. You know, I've really been, as a wordsmith, a writer, words have just really been, words and their definitions just really been haunting me lately. Really been haunting me lately. Well, gee, you guys, just a little bit of quick housekeeping before we finish here. I thank you for being here. I think I want to pull just a moon card from the Moon Magic deck. I'm showing the computer. I forgot. I'm not using that camera. From the Moon Magic deck by Stacy DeMarco. Since we do have a magical full moon coming up. Spirit, just give us a little message from the moon, please, as we prepare for this eclipse. The next few days, you don't be surprised, folks, if you're not feeling very much a roller coaster of emotions and energy, and write it out. Just write it out. And as you're writing it out, make note of the things that trigger you, because that might be some things you might need to work on. Just saying. Not might be. It is things you need to work on. Okay. Oh, beautiful. So here's our message for today, because it's not the full moon yet. Remember, there's birds up there. Wow. That's birds flying across the bottom, and you can see the landscape. That's a giant moon. Wow. The card says, whoops, sorry. As I throw it throw it down there. Every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, body, and spirit. I was so concerned growing up about sounding, looking, and being conceited that the last thing I wanted to do was express lots of self-love. So instead, it became self-detriment. And I couldn't speak my own truth. Today, because I practice self-care first, I know my body is as strong as my mind and spirit now. No, I may not be able to do what I did when I was 20 years old, but that also goes with being 65, 64. I started to say 65. I don't want to make it happen too soon. It's happening in February. It's close enough. So, there are pets for us to get us going today. Here's our message to make you feel happy. And I love it. Starts back. There's no need to be so hard on yourself. You're managing as best you can. And that is all that any of us can ask for, right? It's just to manage to do the best that we can. Every day. And what you don't get done today, that's okay. You got time. You'll find it tomorrow. Believe me, it'll get done. It'll happen when the time is supposed to. So with that, before I send you on your way, just a little bit of quick housekeeping. I want to thank Medium Kim Copeland for joining me on Thursday for the Lightworkers Roundtable. It was a fantastic show. If you have not seen it, please go back and watch the replay. I promise you will be glad you did. Our topic of conversation had to do with death and rebirth and energy and expanding new gifts and art, and it was terrific show. That's the Lightworkers Roundtable. I don't have a guest for this coming week. It just worked out that way, but Spirit expressed to me a while ago why. Wednesday, I normally have my live stream that is the open read, where I do personal readings, political readings, current event readings. And I will be doing that on this Wednesday. This Wednesday is the day after the election, right? I figured some of us might need to vent or might want to vent, not knowing. So I will do the reads on Wednesday, and on Thursday, we will discuss what's been happening in your lives and what you in the chat personally can do to lift your vibes. We talk every week. We have a card reader, a medium, some spiritual person on it. And what we do is we talk about what we do to lift our vibes. Well, now we're going to help you lift yours, because I want to help you lift your vibes during one of the hardest times for all of us to go through, because I probably am going to need you guys to help me lift mine too. I love you all so much. I thank you. Go forward into the weekend and the week. Strong, courageous, and speaking your truth. And by God, vote. Please, I'm begging of you, vote on Tuesday. If you don't do anything else Tuesday all day long when you get up in the morning, go vote if you haven't voted, please. And don't let anybody stop you. Yeah, I'm in Arizona where they try to stop you. It didn't work, not gonna work. And in a way, I was a little bit disappointed that I voted early by mail because there's something cuckoo in me. I want to confront one of those jerks trying to tell me that I can't vote or tell anybody that they don't have the right to vote. Kind of hard to shoot somebody when you gotta keep looking around the person who won't get out of your way. I'll just fucking stand in their face and not say a word. But it'd be pretty irritating because it's like, lady, get the heck out of my way. They'll have to physically move me. And that might get me hurt, but that's okay. It'll get their butts arrested and I'll sue them. Do not take my right to vote away, and do not take my neighbor's right to vote away either. I love you all. This is a really, really interesting time. Focus on shining that light, not on the anger, as I just expressed. Because my standing in front of someone who is wanting to do violence to me and refusing to get out of their way so they can, is a very non-violent reaction to an extremely violent situation. So anyway, that's my pacifistic point of view. I'm not totally a pacifist, believe me. I believe in standing up for myself. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care of yourself. And you will come across probably people this week that won't be so nice to you. Be nice to them anyway. Be kind to them. And if you can't, just turn around and walk away. It's a lot easier on you, a lot easier on them, and a lot easier on the whole situation. Now, you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And if that means after you vote, get out into the countryside or something for a week or two until all the chaos is over, I don't blame you at all. Because I think things are going to be pretty interesting the next couple weeks. But take care of yourself. We need you. We love you. Bye-bye now.